I do see color because I believe if you don't see color, you can't see racism. And whatever happens, black, white, disabled person. I've always, even someone with disabilities, I always, for the most part, people are like, when they're young, they kind of make the spot hot. Younger people know what that means. But what I would say is, like, no, I want you to be able to go up to those people and really understand those people. So it goes back to whatever it is, black, white, yellow, it really doesn't matter, but it does matter so we can try to fix a problem that we all know we have.
What's going on, everyone? Talks with Kenny here today. We're back talking about race again. Look, I'm starting to feel like I'm like repeating myself. I don't know what's going on with our culture today, but I think we see color way too much in our society today, to the point where a guy made history for his organization as being the first black coach in Patriots history. And it always seems like, I don't know if this is a form of virtue signaling, but it seems like all these organizations, they care more about making history than actually seeing if the person's qualified for the job. Now, the owner who hired this man, he started off correct. He said, hey, look, I don't see color. I believe Gerard Mayo is the best person for this job, and that's why I hired him. I wasn't trying to make history with this point, and I agree with that. I say, hey, okay, fine. If he just happens to be black, that's sure, I agree with that. But you saw his face. He's like, oh no, I do see color. So are you a racist then? If you evaluating people, oh, it doesn't matter, but at the same time, it matters. The nuance is, what should we focus on? Should we focus on someone's behavior, or should we focus on someone's race? If someone does something wrong and he happens to be a black man, is he doing it because he experienced racism? Systematic racism is the reason why he's doing this behavior. Or do we say, no, of his own free will, of his own volition, he made the decision to break the law, and for that decision, he must suffer a consequence? What's the reality there? Right? Our society, it seems like we're valuing race over merit, and now we're judging people based on their race. You have some people out here that believe because of the color of your skin, you are inherently racist. How, Sway? How? That's like me saying black people are inherently a criminal. You'll say that's a racist statement, but the opposite is not true. Claiming that white people are inherently racist, that's not a racist statement. Like this kind of thinking, this seeing color, racists saw color. When you was growing up in Jim Crow, you saw color. Black people are not allowed to do this. They saw color. So what are you talking about when you say you see color? You're treating people differently because of the color of their skin. That's racism. Sorry, not sorry. I'm not apologizing anymore. And I'm tired of racists trying to tell me how to see things, how to view things, how I should perceive myself. I have power over my own mind. I'll repeat that again. I have power over my own mind, not outside events. Know this and you will have strength. I think that's why I have such a strong personality, why I'm so opinionated about this stuff. Because I'm not going to let Gerard Mayo here say he sees color, and when he asked to reflect on being the first black coach in Patriots history, he said during his press conference, we already seen it, and a lot of people are co-signing this, right? Clips from Mayo blew up online, with some praising the new coach and all others criticizing his response. Former NFL coach, quarterback Robert Griffin III cheered Mayo, writing online, Gerard Mayo is the first black head coach of the Patriots, and he doesn't shy away from it or any issues about race in our country. Right? And to me, this is a smokescreen. What do you mean he doesn't shy away from issues about race for our country? Like, let's look at a race issue today. Are we putting too much stock in what someone looks like instead of their behaviors, their actions, and their abilities? That's an issue about race in our country. But you think people like Gerard Mayo will want to have this conversation? No, they're not. He ain't scared to say it with his chest, Griffin added. He's standing on business. Okay, let me stand on business and say, hey, racism is a minor inconvenience in your life. How about that for standing on business? That a lot of the racial disparities in our communities compared to other groups of communities is due to the actions and inactions of our community. How about that for standing on business? Because I'm starting to get tired of this. Your behavior decides your outcomes, not your skin color, not your race. A diverging online reaction argued that Mayo's comments are a new age of pseudo-profound reaction to colorblindness. Mayo sounds like a good guy, but this nonsense needs to stop, one comment added. When a person say that they are colorblind, they're not saying that they don't acknowledge a person's skin color. They're obviously saying that they don't treat people based on their skin color. This is the reality. Let's stand on business. Let's talk about race in this country. Is race really the determining factor of why a lot of black people fall behind in school, commit more crimes, tend to be in poverty? Or is it their lack of education, lack of a father in their homes, lack of a good societal structure, culture, values that condition them for success or condition them for poverty and crime? What is it? That's the real tough conversation that a lot of black people don't seem to want to have. This is why a lot of black conservatives point the finger at black culture. Black culture is an incentive structure that conditions black people and set them up for failure, not success in this country. And then they want to blame their failures, their lack of success, on their skin color and on a system that's out to get them because they see color. We didn't want the system to see color, but for some reason you want to see color? That when a black man makes a statement, a racial statement, we don't call him racist. But if a white man makes the same racial statement, we'll call him a racist. Make it make sense because you see color. Oh, a black man said it. It must be fine. When you think seeing racism is part of your life's purpose, that's the reality in the black community. That's a reality with a lot of these leftist liberals, that they think is their purpose to find racism. Racism, there's not enough supply to meet the demand. That's the reality of racism in this country. That's the reality of race in America. That there's not enough supply to meet the demand for it. It's craziness. Here's Dinesh D'Souza, one of my favorite conservative thinkers. Colorblindness doesn't mean we literally don't see color. It means that skin color has the same significance as having a mustache or bushy eyebrows. We see those things, but they don't make a difference in how we evaluate someone's merit or character, or actions or behaviors. Oh, you're suspending black kids because they're black, not because you disrupted class. Teachers told you 300 times to sit down and be quiet, and you still didn't want to sit down and be quiet, and you disturbed the learning environment for other kids. No. That's not the fact why you got kicked out of class. It's because you're black. When you go to these predominantly black school districts, these predominantly black counties that are led by black mayors, black police officers, and they still do the same. Black people still have the same result. At a certain point, you have to acknowledge that it's not because of skin color that you're behind. It's because of your actions, behaviors, and your abilities. I did a little studying and looked at how many percentage of people are African American or black in this country, because they always want to talk about the first black this, the first black that. But black people are overrepresented in the NBA, in the NFL. 56% of the players are African American. How many coaches are African American? I think 4 out of 12. That's 20-30%. You overrepresented already as a coach. Now you got this guy as your 5th black head coach out of 16 teams. That's a good 30%. You're overrepresented, black people, in the NFL, but y'all still want more. And this is why you get a lot of people starting to criticize diversity as diversity just means being anti-white. That seems like the reality of seeing color. Seeing color is judging white people negatively because of their skin color and judging black people positively because of their skin color. So when a black person does something racist, like, hey, I don't want you to bring a white girl home, that's considered, oh, that's fine. That's preference. That's just a preference. White men say, hey, I don't want you to bring no black girl home. Oh my God, it's inherently, look at the racism. Because we have been conditioned to see people based on their race and look at the disproportional outcomes. Look how we treat people. We treat people differently based on the color of their skin. That's racism in a positive way. And it seems like black people are hungry. They're starving for positive racism that helps them. But at the same time, they don't see the racism that's hurting everyone else. And then they expect everyone else to just tolerate their bad behavior. This is the inconvenient truth, and this is a reality that America will have to nip in the bud eventually. We're going to stop. If we keep bringing up race, we're going to keep getting race, as my good friend Morgan Freeman mentioned in the interview long ago. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Tell me how you feel about this. Are you tired of race like I am? Are you tired of talking about race? Right? Do you believe like I do that racial preferences and racial pride is a very superficial ideal and concept? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I really like to hear them. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.